Well, we're inside the America's Cup Oracle Training Centre here in Bermuda, and I have Finley Fowler here, who is a trimmer.
Yeah.
And I don't really know what that means, but we have just had the privilege of going onto the boat. You took us onto the boat that it's actually not actually the boat, but it's a test boat.
Yeah, that was just our training boat that we've got set up here to go racing, practice racing, and testing all of our systems and everything.
And you're getting the new boat, the actual real boat, in beginning of the year, because the America's Cup's coming up next year.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we'll get that in. The new boat will arrive in later this year, and we'll go sailing in January and prepare for the racing in June. Yeah.
And you've been here for about a year and a half, but you were part of the last Oracle winning team. It's good to see some Aussies on the team. How many Aussies were on the team? You're from Perth.
Yeah, there's.
Can we claim that?
There's more Aussies than we'd like to admit on this team, but yeah. I mean, make the best sailors. So.
Yeah, there you go. So I'm not sure if it doesn't really work that way anymore, does it? Like, did you grow up actually watching the America's Cup? I mean, I remember in '83.
Yeah.
When and I never heard of the America's Cup.
Yeah.
Only time I ever go in water really was the summer holidays, and up to my waist in warm water. So did you? I mean, how old are you now?
I'm 28 years old,
28,
and
so you weren't even born.
87 was. I don't even think I was alive for that one, but that was in Fremantle, and my dad was always a massive America's Cup fan, and so I was always, I don't know, headed somewhat down this path, I think.
Yeah. So you've been on the winning boat, and you've been through a couple of warehouses here, which is the technology is quite extraordinary. I mean, the effort that the Oracle team are putting in is, and now we're in the gym here, which is, well, it's a warehouse. I mean, really, isn't it? It's a warehouse in the dockyards here in Birmingham.
In my humble opinion, I reckon our trainer Craig McFarlane's done a pretty good job, and I reckon this has got to be one of the best gyms I've been to in the world. It's got pretty much everything we need to get into shape.
What's the What's over there? What's this? Okay. This is where you.
Yeah.
Oh, this is where you'd be training. Yeah. Didn't pause. I was looking over here. It looked like a trampoline, but of course I'm guessing you're simulating being on the boat here.
Yeah. So we have we've got our Techno Gym grinding machines on the side of it, and then
that's what you do. You're on the side of the boat. So you're trimming the sail. So you'll
constantly providing power
with your arms.
Yeah, exactly. And then we've got this, it's basically the same width as the boat, and we've got a big trampoline in it, so we can basically do a big grinding session, and we can run from side to side and basically simulate being out on the water as best as possible.
So do you run from side to side, or you bounce across?
Yeah, on this one you bounce across, but
really?
On the other one you basically just try and get there on the actual boat, you try and get there as fast as you can.
Well, I mean, often the time I'll be up on one.
Yeah.
One side, I don't know, what do you call it?
Yeah, on one hull. So basically anytime you're out of the cockpit on these things, you're in a little bit of danger. So the aim is to be nimble and get into the other cockpit as quick as you can.
And how much you was explaining before to me about the amount of power that you guys can get through your arms is almost the same as a cyclist, as a guy, an Olympic cyclist that is going around the velodrome.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe. Almost. I couldn't believe that. I said, wait a minute, your glutes and your quads and your hamstrings, and how is that possible? And that's because you're not just stationary.
Yeah, it's not just our arms. It's basically a total body exercise. I was saying to you earlier, my legs are actually the first thing that will start to go out when I'm doing a fitness test, and you really lean over the handles and put your whole upper body into it.
So obviously you got that stuff, and we've got TRX. Stuff here, ropes.
Got a whole climbing jungle gym over there, and
I like all these things.
Little foam rollers too.
All foam rollers. You got the vibrating foam rollers? Seen those ones?
Not yet.
Oh,
I'll have to hit Oscar up about that.
Yeah, you got to get those ones. No kidding. For old guys like me, they're really, really effective.
Yeah, nice.
And so what sort of I mean, obviously there's a lot of upper body stuff. What would you be doing now that you're a year out?
Yeah.
And you won the America's Cup 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And since then you've been sailing and doing other competitions in different forms.
Yeah.
Not the America's Cup. So what have you been doing since you've been here in Bermuda for a year and a half? What sort of training do you do? Because obviously you're fit anyway.
Yeah, so we'll typically in a week we'll do one weights session in the mornings, and then and that'll be cycled between upper body, lower body, total body, and then we'll do a big cardio session in the evening that's sort of like an hour and a half of grinding or rowing or whatever it may be. And then twice a week we'll go to the pool. We're fortunate enough to have Kai Hurst on our team, who's a bit of an Aussie legend, and been to the Olympics twice for swimming, so he runs our pool sessions for us.
He's swimming, but he's also Ironman.
Yeah. So he's been really good with getting us out into the onto the beaches and everything. A few months ago we did one where we rocked up at Horseshoe Bay, which is the big tourist beach here, and got all piled into vans and went down 10 k's down the road and basically had to make our way back to Horseshoe Beach, either swimming or running on the beach. And so we do some pretty cool stuff, and when you're in Bermuda you kind of have to take advantage of it.
And when you're in the boat, you're doing what? It's pretty non-stop, or do you get breaks? So if you're building up on for race day, which obviously you are in a year's time, but so typically now you'd be building strength and endurance. But what do you need when you're on the boat? Is it non-stop? Is it full power? Is it?
There are different positions on the boat, but pretty in my position and the grinder who's opposite me, we'll
which is Kai.
Yeah, Kai, or another guy, Graham Spence, who's another Aussie guy, and
of course.
yeah, he. So we're basically non-stop the whole way around the course, and we're just sort of trying to provide energy constantly, and we'll have little bursts of power output, but it's mostly just consistent power that we're after, and then the guys behind us they're more bursts of energy, so they're a bit more explosive. Yeah, but generally in the gym we'll do. Our trainer will set us up, and we'll do a long non-stop session, and then followed by a couple of peak output.
So you've got what's your favourite things? We've got boxing ring over here. We've got bags, heavy bags. We've got bikes. We've got bars. We've got just about everything. It looks like squat racks over there.
Yeah.
I actually quite like to do those ones.
Yeah. What we need more of in here is air conditioning, because it gets pretty warm in the summertime.
These giant fans, have these been designed by the technical guys that done the boat?
Yeah.
These are monstrous fans over here.
Yeah, we need them. Yeah.
What sort of nutrition do you guys take? You're on a break now, so you're just having a bit of fun.
Yeah.
But are you on special diets?
Not particularly. The one of the sort of things that makes our sport a little bit funny is we all have to. We have weight limits for the crew, so we can't just be the biggest human beings we can possibly be. We have to weigh in on race day. So
the idea is to keep the boat as light as possible.
Yeah, but you actually want the crew to be as heavy as possible.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
so the more weight you have out on the side, the faster you go. So we'll try, and we're always going to be a little bit above our weight limit, and we'll do a bit of a dip on race day to get down to into our weigh-in weight. But
so burgers, beers, ice cream, all that sort of stuff. Right?
Yeah, some of the guys are struggling to lose weight, and some of the guys are struggling to put on weight.
Yeah, right.
Luckily, I'm one of the guys who's putting on weight, so I get to eat just about anything. We've got two of the best chefs in Bermuda working for us, so we get 2 or 3 meals here a day, and got True Protein who give us all of the goods as well. So
how much do you know how much money there's actually been put in for the crew? Let's put the boat aside. You've got trainers, you've got technical guys.
Yeah.
How much funding is this required? Because it's an expensive sport.
It is an expensive sport, and I mean we've got 14 sailors alone, and then there's 60 in the whole team that are here, and then we've got more people in New Zealand who work for us and build the boat. And
okay, so the boat's built out there.
Yeah, and
aerodynamic stuff.
Yeah,
I suppose that's aside from the boat building.
Yeah. We've got all the designers and everything.
And what is it? Not
hydrodynamic.
I was trying to work it out. I was going to aquadynamics. It's really close. And you do that with. They got BMW, so
yeah, we do a lot of stuff with them. We've also got Airbus, so they do some pretty cool things with us. So we've got some good studies going on with them. And
well, that sail that you showed me, that looked like an aeroplane wing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean it's pretty much the only way you could describe it. It's not. It's a lot closer to an airplane wing than it is to a sail. So we do a lot of stuff with Airbus.
It's not like not that I know anything about sailing, clearly.
Yeah.
But I just don't understand it. I thought that the whole idea was that a sailing is the wind's supposed to go in there and it's just to push it.
Yeah.
But you want it really stiff, so there's no.
I mean, all racing yachts these days, you want the sail to be as stiff as you possibly can have it while still holding shape. And so for us, we're going at such speeds where we can afford to have a rigid wing, and it actually becomes more efficient than a sail. If we were to get a sail, we would have to put so much, pull so much on the sail to get it into the right shape that we'd have to put more and more structure, and so the boat would weigh more. Whereas with that, we've just got a rigid wing that we control very simply with hydraulics, and it gets exactly the shape that we want instantly.
Is it fair? It's almost fair to say that. It's almost like an aeroplane on the water. Is that making it a bit simplifying? I mean,
that might be patting ourselves on the back a little too much, but we certainly we're getting pretty close to that.
That's what you want. How long is the actual course? You do 25-minute race.
Yeah. And
you go up. So you're going up the Sound here.
Yeah.
In Bermuda Sound.
Yeah, the course is about 1.5 miles long. And so the Sound here in Bermuda
is... the whole course or just one way?
Just one way.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and so we'll go up and down a couple of times, and
25 minutes to take an hour and a half. Mile and a K and a half, did you say? Sorry.
Mile and a half. Yeah. Yeah, and so we sort of bounce around inside the harbour here, and
so it's just up and back. Or you go change directions.
Yeah, we have a top marks and bottom marks, and we've got to go around each a number of times before we finish.
Right.
Yeah, they like to get it nice and close into the shore, so we've got plenty of spectators.
Big spectators, and you must have been to some close clashes as well. And I mean, you've had a few prangs.
Yeah. I mean, these boats go. Now we're sort of pushing 85 k's an hour, and so if you've got two boats doing that, then you're coming together pretty quickly. So we've got to be pretty smart about where we put our boat, and it's not like a car where you could just slam the brakes on and miss someone. We've got a pretty big machine here, and we've got 6 guys that all have to do the right thing at the right time as well. So it gets a bit tricky. We have to think a few steps ahead.
Yeah. And upstairs from this gym here, there was a giant office where there's a lot of guys on the computer. I think they're just sending emails around and watching YouTube.
Who knows what those
Aussie
guys
rules,
do.
footy replays. I don't know. But there's some giant screens there as well. So you do when you're on the water, you come out and they like a sporting team. They replay stuff and talk you through, or you.
Yeah, I mean,
stuff,
every day we have a different agenda for when we go out in the water. So, if we're going out and doing race practice, we'll review tactical decisions, and we'll review manoeuvres and boat speed and everything like that. And we've got sensors on absolutely every part of the boat, which is the beauty of being a part of such a tech giant as Oracle. Is we've got access to some pretty amazing analytics, and we'll sort of go in and pick out the good stuff and the bad stuff, and we'll try and learn from it.
So there's a bunch of almost like scientists on board as well.
Exactly.
To say, listen, this didn't work here. The sensors picked up that, I don't know.
Yeah.
Something happened. So
Yeah.
they'll go out and fix the hardware.
Yeah, there's absolutely no way of hiding when you've got that much technology on board. So if you make a mistake, you're a lot better off just putting your hand up than trying to argue against it because it goes bad.
Well, mate, thanks very much for walking us through here. It's absolutely fascinating.
It's a pleasure to have you.
And good luck.
Cheers.
Yeah, it's good to see Aussie
Nice.
on the winning team, and Aussie hopefully in it'll be beginning of July by the time you're holding the America's Cup again with a bit of luck.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers.